You know our rules. No names, no photos, just cars. Madeline, Patch, Jacob, Skippy, Katie, O'Brien, and Madison Bailey, as well as just cars. Just cars. Jim Gaffigan and some beautiful women and some plot that you don't give a fuck about, just cars. Do 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 do. Yeah, that's all you're gonna fucking get for Maintenance Required, an Amazon original that's a rom-com that's an assembly line format, just churned out for content. That's all it is. So yeah, Madeline Patch or Patch, whatever the fuck her actual name is, I don't really care. She is the star of the Strangers Chapter Trilogy. The third one hasn't come out yet. It should come out on streaming. I am willing that movie to come out on streaming. She plays a mechanic named Charlie, who owns a family business that's a small mechanic shop that basically does a lot of stuff for people and is just that family feel, that type that you can just go to where everybody knows your name and they're always glad you came when you need an oil change or a brake line realignment and you need other things. And you want to go where everybody knows your name. Do. Yeah, I'm not taking this movie seriously because watch the first 10 minutes of this movie. If you can take this movie seriously after that, you are better than me. Katie O'Brien. I love Katie O'Brien. I mean, Love Lies Bleeding. She was fucking tremendous in that. Twister. She's been in other stuff as well. Mission Impossible 8. She's fantastic. Just a very physically impressive and charismatic actress. Madison Bailey, who's in Outer Banks, is in this as a receptionist who once owned her own nail shop. And Charlie basically has been fixing up a car that her and her dad were going to work on. And then her dad either died, skipped town, or went to the International Space Station. I don't know or care, quite frankly. And she's also been doing some online dating, back and forth texting on the cellular phones, as the kids are known to do. God, I sound so old there. It's like Scream. Tell me, son, what were you doing with a cellular telephone? And this guy is named, what the fuck is this guy named? Bolnose. Bolnose. Bolus. Bolilus. His name is Bo. Okay, I'm just going to call him Bo, but he goes under an alias. And Bo is played by Jacob Scipio, who was in Bad Boys 3 and 4. He's actually a pretty decent actor, so I just wish that he was given more to do in this, or given something else to do other than this. Look, I'm sure everybody got paid well, and Amazon has more money than about 15 federal governments put together and 5 planets put together, but come on. The movie's inoffensive, but it's also just such an assembly line rom-com. You have tragic backstory, these two that don't realize that while they are bitter rivals, they actually really do care about each other. They actually don't know each other's names, but then it's very obvious once they meet that there is an instant connection. Oh yes, and by the way, Bo works for a place called Miller Boys. That is run by Jim Gaffigan, who has 2 blonde assistants. One is Lana Lakashmi, who I'm pretty certain I probably screwed that up, but looks great. Really looks great. And from there, we basically just get your standard, will they, won't they, do we care, do we not, will we stay, will we go? Is there a Jay or a Jim Uso? Hopefully not behind the wheel. Yeah, that's really it. I mean, we just get, eventually, things do happen. So that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to get into spoilers, not that it matters. It's on Amazon if you want to torture yourself. 3, 2, 1, spoilers. By the way, this was written and directed by Lacey Ulamile Golly, what a day, Ulamile Golly, what a day. And written by Aaron Falconer, Punch. And also the story was by Rue Berry. That is an actual name that exists in this world. I'm sorry if they happen to be watching this, but Rue? Is your mother Kenga? So anyway, Charlie's been fixing up this car called Marge, and we get a lot of internal monologue voiceover stuff. In fact, I would say a good 20% of the dialogue in this movie is voiceover stuff. It's really bad and lazy. Madeline, I'm sure, is a very nice actress, and maybe she has acted good in other projects, but I have yet to see something that she has actually not made me want to put my head through a wall while watching. Did that make sense in English? Probably not. So essentially, Charlie is trying to keep the family business open. Bo is given an opportunity to open a Miller Boys shop across the way with all the fanciful stuff and everything. And they must have just unlimited money because they have just hollowed out stuff and they are just beating down the doors, taking away the customers, all that stuff. And it takes place in San Francisco, so we see a shot of the Golden Gate. It's the Golden Gate community. And Boys Wanna Be Her plays us, into the beginning of this movie. We also get Hearts Crazy on You. We get a lot of needle drops in contemporary music. And that's just to disguise the fact that, yeah, we have money, but we don't have anything to offer. Look, again, everybody in this is doing what they can, but there is no material to sink your proverbial teats into. And yeah, that's really all there is. There is a Sparkling Ice membership. If you don't know what Sparkling Ice is, you do not live on the West Coast. It's just a seltzer type drink, carbonated drink with some flavoring and everything. I used to drink one called Pomegranate Blueberry. Then they got rid of it because they're jackasses. Bring it back, you sons of bitches. So moving on from that, I said I sure love me some Katie O'Brien. I do. She's great. Like, genuinely, I really just like watching her on screen. Because she just has an element of fun about her. She just does. And her pretending to be straight is Oscar-worthy right there. Because I don't believe she is. I mean, I don't care. I mean, love is love, and let's appreciate everybody for who they are. But still, yeah, her dad, is no longer there. She's trying to repair the car. And they can't, basically she's talking to Bo, and without realizing it's Bo, it's just, whatever. And she suggests, hey, if you want to fix your car, because they're both fixing up cars and everything. Oh, it's so cute. It's not. Talk to her like she's a lady. Talk to her dirty if you want. Like, those people that love cars. If you love a car that much, get help. Get help, please. So, there is a Notting Hill reference. I'm just a man sitting in his car asking her to love him. Arrest whoever came up with that. You plagiarizer, you idiot. I mean, what's old is new again, but dear God, it's like, Stan Hansen running over the AWA title with a truck, just the dirty mud flaps and everything, which sounded less dirty in my head. Let's move on. So, during a Miller Boys meeting, Jim Gaffigan, who is not given anything of substance to sink his teeth into. By the way, the substance is going to be out on HBO Max possibly by the time you watch this. There is one very pretty businesswoman, Lorena Andrea, as Nigella. My word with respect. Good grief. Yeah, Bo basically is going to work opposite of Charlie's shop. And they still do their, texting thing. And Katie O'Brien's character, Cam, wants her to, I forgot the names of these characters because they're not important. She wants her to get out and date more. Izzy, Madison Bailey, wants to open up a nail shop. More on that in a bit. This is fucking dreadful, is what I point out. There is also Mateo Lane as a very, very gay character, which I don't care if the guy is gay. I really don't. But the over-the-top nature of this character, it's not offensive. It's just stupid and stereotypical. And then basically there's like this little fling, this friends with benefits thing, or business partners with benefits thing that that Bo is having with a girl named Lola and Anna Sykes. My, the business suit never looked that good. So everyone is a caricature. Everyone is just basically a cartoonish version of a character. Jordan, Mateo Lane, I forgot. So she doesn't know that Bo's who he is, and he doesn't know. He has a suspicion, but it is what it is. There are two pretty blonde receptionists. Lana is one of them. Is that Lana? Lara? Laura. I'm sorry. Yeah, she was... she's the taller, more statuesque one. And we get wacky waving arm inflatable tube men. And basically, they are going to go with the business model of undercutting the family business to bring people in, and then once they put them out of business, they're going to jack the customers back up. There's this EV electric vehicle idea that is just totally nullified. It's just thrown out immediately. There's this competition about a tire change that happens at this place for some goddamn reason. And she gets stood up on this date because she ends up basically reading Bo the riot act, but Bo pretty much realizes it's her but can't prove it. And since they haven't shared photos with each other and they haven't shared names and all that stuff and everything, just cars, that's pretty much it. The family business goes tits up to the point where she was going to sell her car, the father-daughter car, to fund the shop, but her co-workers are like, no, don't do that. Cam ends up going to work for Miller Boys and basically makes some changes from within, so no mansplaining is happening. Probably because Katie O'Brien could rip them in half like a phone book. I'm moving on from that. I want to find a woman that can rip me in half like a phone book, but let's just go with that. So, yeah, they basically stick with her, and that's kind of a way to change the Miller Boys, deal. Jim Gaffigan ends up losing Bo because Bo's like, I can't do this anymore because I don't want to go anywhere else and open up more stuff. And there's a song, Are You Okay, that plays. He quits his job. She's having issues. She basically goes off to do photography of cars. They finally hook up, but then she goes into his garage trying to, I assume, look for the bathroom. And oh my God, it's actually him. Like, you couldn't figure that out. So in addition to being one of the dumbest people in horror history, like in Strangers Chapter 1, Chapter 2, she's also a complete baffling idiot. I really hope that she's just playing baffling idiots and that Madeline is not actually an idiot, but it is hard to tell. It could be life imitating art, imitating life. This is like Still Life. This movie's like Still... No, not going to say the rest of that one, but it practically is. It's just like you're poking it with a stick, expecting it to cry. And then the doctor pronounces it. So, she sees the car, she gets upset, and then we get an exposition dump with all the girls, or the three women. Cam explains what she's been doing to Miller Boys, and Izzy, I'm going to say Madison Bailey, I'm sure, is a better actress and isn't a complete ditz like in this. But she is a character. So, essentially, they basically end up, hooking up. Her and Bo do end up hooking up because they realize they are meant for each other. If I'm skipping over some of the finer details of the plot, there are none. Shut up. And their idea of fixing a Dodge Charger together, and the nail shop's open, and he works for her, and I assume they got the money to keep this open while Cam works for Miller Boys. I don't know, but I don't know why. I hate this. I hate these assembly line movies because there are some Amazon movies that actually have not been all that bad, all things considered, and then you just have this. You just have whatever the fuck this is. So yeah, this is terrible. This is terrible. This gets an F. So agree, disagree, what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter, Letterboxd, those guy handles in the description. I'm John Ritlin. Until we work on a car again, under the hood, over the hood, to Grandma's house we go. Hey, hey, happy trails to you.